Drinking with Authors may contain adult content. Listener discretion is advised.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to another wonderful episode of Drinking with Authors. I am your host, Nick Savage, author of the West Haven Undead series, and the sponsor for this episode, as all episodes, is Four Horsemen Publications. So check them out at fourhorsemenpublications.com because they pay my bill to do this. Without them, I talk to myself in the mirror, which I do in the morning before I come on here anyway. So this just adds to my day. Joining us today, I want to welcome the And I Thought ladies, Jade and Wilnona. So thank you for being here, ladies. You are.
Thank you so much for having us. And yes,
no.
I love Four Horsemen.
I do.
I'm just saying.
They're so awesome.
We try and have fun authors.
Yeah, they do.
No, we try. It's fun to have the authors there and stuff, and the Four Horsemen are good people, and they keep me employed, which is nice.
Employment, yes.
Yeah.
Money.
Money helps as long as it doesn't get wiped out of the bank account. And for anyone listening, we will get to that in a minute.
Yeah.
But you're kind of a multi-hyphenate duo. You have written the Famous House Cleaners book 1, which is a cozy mystery, and you're working on book 2, which is slated to be released sometime soon. And I will let you say that. But you also do book signing events and promos and all sorts of stuff. So before we get to that, what are we drinking today?
So what
Wine slushies.
Wine slushies.
Because, in our book, there's a recipe for wine slushies. So why not? And
Why
the
not?
new book, there's a recipe for the perfect Manhattan. If you're throwing a party for like 100 people.
Yes.
The perfect Manhattan for 100 people. It's got to
No,
be
it was only 10 at that party.
It was only 10 at the party, but they made enough for 100 and they drank it all.
Yes.
That sounds like a college party. So tell us about, cheers on that, but you both drank, so we don't have to redo it again, or you can, it doesn't matter.
Hold on. Even the glass.
Clink.
Yeah.
Tell us about everything. Start with the Famous House Cleaners. Cozy
Like
mystery
everything. How much time we got?
Wait, I was like, I can do the list. Remember last time I did it concisely. I was doing a good job. Am I
No.
going to
Concisely? I don't
did
think
it
is that a word? I think it's just concise. We write for a living, y'all.
Write for a living.
That's why we have editors, though, because the editors come in and clean up the mess of the words we make.
That we make up so much. I make up so many words.
We
You
do.
have to.
And then I misspell characters' names. Like I know how to spell it. And
That's why you have to add them to your dictionary, so when they're misspelled, they can pull the proper spelling, and like in your spell check.
that is great.
That is great because my editor catches them and then she's like, "How did you misspell Belinda?" And I was like, "What are you talking about?" And then the other day I was reading it and I was like, "Yeah, I did. I called her Blendia."
Blendia.
Linda.
I think we were thinking about cocktails. Blending it right on up.
So what is there's some autobiographical elements to the Famous House Cleaners. So fill us in for those who have not read the book. How is this working?
Well, so we talk about financial abuse and physical and emotional abuse. And so
there's a serious change in tone.
Well, no, but I mean, abuse isn't funny, but it kind of does. Like this story kind of makes it a little funny. So, Wilnona, what happened?
I would go into the bank over 13 times over 10 years, and I would have thousands of dollars, walk in the bank, and they'd say there was a bank error, and now your money's gone. And I'd have zero, and they wouldn't give me anything back. They didn't investigate anything. It's only like, I think once one employee went in and found our money.
Yes.
And got it back for us. And that was important because we were in New York and we needed that money to go home.
Yeah.
So it was a little important that we found that money. So it was just simply a case of having a marriage license and
a good backstory.
And your social security number, right? So be careful, y'all.
Who you marry.
And when after you're done, make sure that the banks know.
We were divorced at that time. And we lived in the same area. So I was just opening new bank accounts. I'm like, okay, this happened here. So everyone's like, just open a different bank account at a different bank. And so I would. and then it would happen there. And then, so I was just hopping around. And eventually I went to an online bank account that had no physical branch.
Or it had a physical branch, but it was a brokerage account.
It was a brokerage account, and you needed so much stuff to get into that brokerage account that they did not. The person that was stealing my money, my ex-husband, was not able to get a hold of it.
Yep.
I still have that brokerage account, and I still got money in it.
Hey,
and it's never ever been it. Fingers crossed now. I've said it.
I mean, this doesn't sound like a typical, like, oh, my ex-husband, we share custody of the kids, or he's off with, his new fling. This sounds like a stalker. This sounds like it is very predatory and abusive behavior to do that to someone.
Yes.
I don't want to, I try and keep this podcast a little lighthearted. Sometimes we dive deep, but
Go for it.
Okay. I am assuming, since he was an ex when he did this, that there were other signs that he was not as Prince Charming as he may once have seemed.
Yeah. And that is what our poetry books are about.
Yep.
So the And I Thought series, we talk all about that craziness and the craziness that has happened in my life, and some of the wonderful other ladies that joined us, and how sometimes you feel alone, like, oh my word, this is only my story. Like, how could I be so dumb? How could I not see the signs? How could I? And that's what we talked about earlier. You're talking about how you don't like Regency romance because of someone comes and saves you. But if that's the narrative that you are given, sometimes you can't help but follow that narrative, even if it's not consciously. Let's just say sometimes it's subconscious, and you're like, oh, that's not so bad. It's only bad if he does all of this thing from the Lifetime movies. Then I know for sure that this is not gonna work. There's other things to look for.
Yeah.
No, and I think that society has kind of done that to us. And I'm not blaming the movies or the media or anything like that, but
yes,
people aren't taught that red flags don't have to be just X, Y, and Z. It's this pattern of behavior. And we aren't taught about patterns like that, even though humans are very pattern conscious. We're always striving to see patterns. We forgive those things. And we're like, oh, they're a nice person once you get to know them, which of course just means they're kind of an ass. And so we forgive these.
Don't say that. People say that about me all the time.
No. You seem so pleasant. You seem absolutely like a delight to be talking with and stuff. But there's also a difference, though, between like they're a good person once you get to know them, because like they might be a little obnoxious or annoying, which is me. For those who don't know me, they're like, oh my God, because I have, when I'm not hopped up on so many, allergy meds and, drugs right now, can be very annoying and whatnot. But there's a difference between that and being like, oh, this is going to lead to someone draining your bank account 13 times.
Yes.
I've always wanted to ask him what he did with the money. I'm like, what did you spend it on? Like,
did you get a car? Like, what?
Don't open that door, because he's not spending anything you would want him to spend it on. And it would invite him back into your life.
Oh yeah, no. No. She's not allowed to speak with him.
I do not speak with him. No.
I said no. If you see a person that looks like him and they look like they're dying on the street, please speak with them and be like, are you okay? And if he says yes, then walk completely away.
And that's it. If they're not okay, you ask his name, and if his name is your ex-husband's name, you say, oh, I'm sorry, and then continue walking.
No, you call 911. Come on now.
No.
You call 911. He's still a human, but
I'm gonna call it after I walk a block and a half. I got some exercise in for myself, me first, and then I call 911.
Be like, hey, I think I saw a guy back there in the street. I think he was saying, help, my name is. And
pretty much.
And then you just keep walking. Yeah. No.
But we turned that tragedy into the
famous house cleaners,
and there's part about Misfit Guys series, which started out as like a poetry series, but then we shifted it into now.
Apparently, it has its own little series. So the And I Thought series had flash fiction, and we started them into the Ladies' Tale.
Yes.
And those are small novellas. And now the Misfit Guides had small flash fictions, and now we've turned that into the famous house cleaners, which are full-on novels.
Yeah, so that's that's been actually fun. It was fun to take that tragedy and then like, first of all, talk about it and put it out there, right?
Yeah.
And then second, to kind of sort of just, it feels good.
It does.
Because we're on like the third book now, and we're just like, oh my word, the things they're doing for money, the things that are happening, the people that are dying. It is amazing.
So it was kind of funny during that time, like at the tail end. I think it was like the last one, the 13th one. At that time, we actually were on a reality TV show. We were starring in a reality TV show about authors that we had produced and everything, and it was on Amazon. And so I went into the bank one day, and the money was gone, and I was like, ooh, yeah, we got to do something about this. So I took further steps besides the brokerage, but yeah, I was like, we're doing something for real about this now, because I can't have real money leaving. So it was weird being on TV and then and walking in the bank and being like, oh, your account's at zero and there's nothing we can do for you.
Or actually, it's as we wrote in the book, negative 12 cents.
It was. Oh my God.
Negative 12 cents, and they weren't dinging you like $33 a day in overtime.
Oh,
yes,
no. They were trying to do that, but then they're like, oh, we can see it's a bank error, so you just got to give us the 12 cents.
Yeah.
That's when lawyers should have been like, oh, bank error, it's their fault they're not refunding me my money. Let's bring in. And I'm not one who's like suing lots of people or anything like that. I don't know if I've ever actually sued anyone, but if one day, and I know this podcast isn't about me, but since we had to share pain, misery loves company, my account was hacked. And I go to the bank branch and I'm talking with the guy and he's like, yeah, it was, I'm like, it was not me. I didn't withdraw. And it was, a couple $1,000s and down to zero. And I was like, let's call. So he calls up, like the corporate offices or whatever, the customer service people online. And they're like, yeah, use facial recognition. I'm like, great. They use facial recognition. Can you send us a picture of the face that they use? Because they scan all this stuff. They sent me a picture of the face they used. Now it was an athlete who came in like bronze in some like obscure track and field event, like in the 80s. And two, so it wasn't the guy, it wasn't the guy who did, they just found a picture. He was not white. And I don't remember if he was like black or Asian or what, but he was not this. And I was just, and then the guy who was helping me got back on the phone and he's like, you need to refund his money now.
Mm-hmm.
And I was screaming in the branch because the banks won't advocate for you.
No.
You know what I'm saying? And I know you've been to the doctors in your life. The doctors don't advocate for you either. True. You have to kind of get to that point and oh no, yeah. But I'm glad it's taken care of, and I'm glad you have your own brokerage accounts now.
Yes.
I don't know what that is, but it sounds fancier than a personal savings and checking.
Oh, it's like where you can buy stocks.
Yeah, pretty much.
But
buy stocks. So it's like a 401k almost, but with money.
Yeah, but you can like write checks off it, do bill pay. It's kind of like, but it's just one of those things because of the situation of stocks and securities. And then they have an extra level of security.
Yeah.
Okay.
So they're like, oh, yeah, I'm gonna need you to blah 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 blah. And of course, he didn't know that one. So.
Oh no, that is not no.
Yep. It was very nice to keep money. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh my goodness, man, it's so great.
I went out and bought myself stuff.
I was happy to see my bestie actually save. I was like, look at this. Bestie, you're saving.
That's what you need to be doing. Yeah.
And not under your mattress. Just
because at that time I had a little box. If I wanted to save money, that's what I did.
Not under your mattress.
Little box under the mattress. That is like the first place criminals will look if they broke into your house.
I know, but seeing as the criminal was breaking into the bank.
Yeah, it was safer under the mattress in your house.
At least we had a deadbolt. Yeah.
Oh,
I had neighbors that were looking out for him, so at least they'd be like, "What are you doing?"
Bro, you don't belong here anymore.
You don't belong. That just sounds like something that would wind up on a Facebook or TikTok video. Is look at what this guy's doing to this guy, because they don't know the context. You don't belong here anymore. Oh.
Oh man, the fallout from that
It
would
would
be insane.
be insane. Oh, that's funny.
No. So you turned a tragedy into a cozy mystery that has a comic element to it, though.
Yes. Yeah,
How
I
is
definitely a comic element. So it's two sisters, and the main character, the lead person, is Violet Peterson, and she is an African American woman of 24 years old, and her sister, Pete, and her mom and dad are white. So that's
So
very
it's-
interesting.
Yeah.
and they're literally sisters, and and Violet's parents tragically died, and that was Violet's mom's best friend was Pete's mom. So
okay?
there you go.
So they live there.
So she lives there, and her sister is also 24 years old, but red-haired and green-eyed. And it's really fun in that book, right? They talk about how when they go, yeah, so meet my sister, and people go, what? How? And they're like, and one of the things that they love to do is just stare at the person until that person feels uncomfortable and just accepts the fact that they're sisters.
I think it's one thing for when people are like, and it's a very stupid thing for people to say, and I say that without thinking of a better word than stupid, is the whole "I don't see color" comment that people make.
Mm-hmm.
But if someone even like with my skin tone was like with someone with your skin tone and was like, she's my sister, you would expect a what's going on here type stuff.
Oh, we get that a lot.
I get that a lot. One of my really good friends, she's Caucasian, and she's blonde haired and green eyed, and sometimes when the sun hits it right, she looks blue eyed. And so I go, "This is my sister," and they go, "Huh?" And we just stare at them.
She considers herself to be like our older sister, her older sister.
Right. And so I literally just stare at people like, huh? Because these days of, let's talk about fostering children, adoption, IVF. Because let's be like, and these days and times, there's a reason they could literally be your brothers and your sisters. And why are you questioning this? Just go with it. Just go with it. And be like, oh, okay. So that.
I mean, that and there's so many other things in the world that deserve more thought than somebody of different skin tone saying, this is my brother, or this is my sister. You know what I'm saying? Like, who cares? Like, let it, like, accept it, be like, cool, move on to the next, you know what I'm saying? Like, next topic type stuff, because it is what it is. Like you said, there's adoption, there's fostering, there's just, like the family or the friends who become family type stuff. And people should be more accepting of that and stop worrying about the blood relation and accept the bonds of whatever life and experience that make us who we are.
So yeah, so they have that going for them, and then they're women in tech.
Yeah, so they were women in tech. They invented this app that we wish we would have invented.
Actually,
this story really did get started because we thought of this app.
Yes, we did.
It was called Life Poker, and we were like,
what is Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, all of that about?
Blue Sky, you name it. It's just about life poker, like showing off your life and being like, I have the best life. And so we were like, what if people could actually like vote on it? And it was like actual poker, like you had the cards and then you just held that one card back, and at the end of the weekend you could flip that card over and then you would find out, and maybe
people would be like, who won, and then you would get that trophy for that week, like you were the best person. You had the best week. You had the best life for that week,
Yeah, very very interesting.
Right again next week. So so we were like, oh, this is a good idea, and then we were like, well, we'll never be able to develop the app.
Yeah,
nah, that's not a us thing.
That's not.
So then while we came up with a story idea, because I was vacuuming a floor one day because my mom owns a cleaning business. Owned a cleaning business. She passed away. She owned a cleaning business. She needed some help, and I was vacuuming a floor one day because one of her employees had called out, and one of the people we were sitting there was sitting there in the house looking at television. They're like, "You're on TV," and I'm like, "Yeah." And they're like, "But you're cleaning my house. There's no such thing as a famous house cleaner." Helping me that day, and she goes, "Wouldn't that be a cool name of a book?"
Famous house cleaners.
Yes.
And sometimes that's how stories come about. Yeah. And then, but I am assuming the whole solving the murder in the book was not something you had to do in real life.
No. But Nona does write her own series, and it's a noir series. So It is.
It's a noir mystery series, and I've been writing it since I was 12 years old. So anytime where she was like, we're going to need a bigger mystery, I was like, yes, please.
Let me confuse the readers.
Let me get started. I was so happy to do this because like she originally wrote this book. She originally wrote the story as a flash fiction inside of a misfit guide, and all the misfit guides are based off of our life-esque.
Right.
Okay.
So like about the time that for like 5 years, we would just always have like chairs and stuff and backpacks ready to go because we knew at some time during the night
when we stayed at a hotel,
the fire alarm was gonna ring and we were gonna have to get up and be standing outside for like 2 hours.
Yep. Every hotel we went to, top to bottom, like 1 star to 5 star, it rang. It rang in the middle of the night, and we had our clothes already out. We didn't know which night it'd be, so we just always when we got packed, we were like, "This is our fire alarm clothes."
It's our fire to go bag right there.
Yeah.
And people would be like, "How do you have a backpack? How do you have all this stuff? You're ready of chairs?" Because we knew it was coming.
It's always coming.
We knew it was coming. We weren't confused.
I think I've only ever been in a hotel once where the fire alarm was pulled. So every hotel I book, I'm going to check, and if you're there, I'm going to be like, no, because I'm going to need to sleep through the night. I'm going to be able to sleep through the night. I can't do that middle of the night fire alarm stuff. That is not okay with me. I need my beauty rest. I am a.
I mean, it's not okay, but you just come to accept that it's going to happen.
So we have peculiar lives, adventurous lives.
Yes.
Adventurous lives.
Yes.
Adventurous lives are good lives for the most part, and there's nothing wrong with that.
Yes.
Yeah. So since we have these adventurous lives, we were like, we should write about, we were writing poetry books about being misfit guides, just helping people find that feel like they're outliers. Like, no, you're great in this world,
Don't worry.
Stuff happens to everyone.
You're a problem solver. You know how to think on your feet.
There you go. And so she wrote the flash fiction. Her first ever flash fiction was The Famous House Cleaner.
I was so proud. I was like, yay, I did.
And then we ended up with an international literary agent, and she was like, this is the story that I want to be big. It was my noir story, and then this flash fiction of The Famous House Cleaner. She's like, this is the one. And then so she asked us to make it a full novel. She asked us in October, and we turned it in December. So it went from 101 pages to almost 300.
Okay, so it's a decent size. I'm assuming your general trim size is like 8.5 by 5 or whatever.
Hold on, I have it. Okay, there we go.
Show me how thick it is. Okay, so you're looking at about 80,000 words right there.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah.
It wasn't bad, but it was some work. I'm not gonna lie.
No, right. Well, writing is
It was
always
not a cozy mystery when she wrote it. She wrote it as
not.
just like something fun. Like, how do you hide being broke and famous?
Yeah.
And you're like world famous. How do you hide this? And so then she was like, she comes back to me. She's like, it's gonna be a cozy mystery, and I was like, yay, mystery. And she's like, and mystery, so you write the mystery.
you write the mystery. I'll write all.
You have to play
the
everyone
stuff
on your team's trends. Like, I'm kind of funny, and she writes mysteries. So, okay.
Oh, yeah.
And
the story was hilarious.
Well, book 1 is out, so everyone can find that. And then book 2 is coming out
May 19th. May 19th.
Oh, so it's coming up soon.
Yes. So it's
Okay.
The Famous House Cleaner is all bleached up.
Okay. And then I heard you say that you are working on a book 3 as well.
Yes.
Just started
Actually,
yesterday.
It was really funny because there she goes. She emails me. Well, in this story, we have a thing called a brief thought. And like she emails me yesterday morning. I'm like getting up before my coffee. What's going on? Oh, she started book 3. She didn't even tell me. Now I have to think.
Put your thinking cap on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was like, oh no, we're not going to start it for a while. And I was like, okay. And then all of a sudden, a brief thought, oh, here we go.
I didn't plan on starting book 3 until like mid-June, and I wanted it done by like late August so that I'd be finished. Because the agent wants 3 books. Well, actually, there was a publisher. There were a couple of publishers that were interested, and they were like, but we would want a 3-book contract.
Yeah.
So I was like, Okay,
We can make 3 books. We can make that happen.
we can make that happen.
I like a good 3-book series, even if they're kind of standalone. You know what I'm saying, where you don't have to read them in order. I think 3 books is always a nice solid number, and then you can decide to expand or change it. You know what I'm saying, move on from there and stuff like that. But 3 is a nice solid number on that.
Yeah,
It's been kind of fun to write it because they live in a interesting neighborhood.
They do. They live in an interesting neighborhood. They live in a gated community. And so remember we talked about the bank error, right? And so they wake up one morning and their personal banker calls and says, "Hey, come in.
News.
I have some news." And they sit down and they found out that he lost that the bank error happened, and they lost $7.2 million,
which was all that they had
in that bank.
All they had in that bank, but all that was actually liquid because everything else was like investments because they're 24. So, if you're only gonna have one successful thing in your life, you better invest other pieces of your money.
Yeah.
So there's money out there if they can if it comes in, it'll be great for them. If it doesn't, they did venture capitalism with some of their money, so they're really hoping and praying on some things. But they found out that the bank lost $7.2 million, and that it's going to take about 9 months to do the investigation. And their accountant had called, and their bill for the IRS was 1.5 that year, and they needed to pay it.
Yeah. So I'm assuming that's what leads to them becoming house cleaners.
Yeah.
Yes. They get mistaken for house cleaners.
They get mistaken.
Oh, yeah.
They get mistaken for house cleaners. And they were saying, "Well, will you pay us cash?" "Oh, you'll pay us cash. Okay, we can do it."
I think
but they don't know how to clean
at all.
Well, that's funny then. That's a nice. My nose is starting to sound like this, and I apologize. But if they get hired as house cleaners and they can't clean, that adds a whole other level of comedy to the series.
I am going to say we enjoyed writing it, but what I really enjoyed writing was when they mopped the mirror.
Mopped a mirror.
Yeah, mopped it.
They had no idea how to clean a mirror, so they were like, "Oh, if you put a mop in water, you can just mop things." So they mopped carpet, and then they were like, "What do we do with the glass that's sitting up there?" So they just mopped the mirror.
Yeah, because the mop is long enough, but they don't fill it up now. The bucket now, no, because they're trying to fill up a bucket and a bathroom sink
under the bathroom sink, so they only can get about 3 inches of water in there. So they're like, "Oh, I guess that's how we mop."
And then how does he? It's the most inept house cleaners ever. I love it. How does the murder mystery part come into play?
So there's this lady, the lady that mistaken them for house cleaners.
Well, they just mistaken the black girl for a house cleaner.
I was going to say that, but I think it was "Y'all don't live here," something like that. Anymore, like something like that. And then so you must be here to clean. And then they were like, "You're gonna pay us cash." Okay. Like, man, yeah, that poor lady dies.
Oh, she dies. Okay. Yeah. And then they have to figure out what happened.
Yeah, they got to figure out what happens because people are looking at them real strange.
No. That sounds wonderful. So the third book you're looking to have out that, and you said not out, but be finished writing by August.
Yeah. So it should be out by like September or
October. So everyone needs to get book 1 now, read book 1. Book 2 comes out May 19th, and then you're slating for hopefully a September, October release on book 3, which is wonderful.
Yeah.
So we're slating on that, and I mean, we're really having fun. Aren't you having fun with these characters?
I'm having some fun. It's a bit hard for me
because she just wants to describe the murder so gruesomely, and this is not the cozy mystery.
I've been writing noir since I was 12, and so there are things like I learned a lot of anatomy. I learned about stabbing folks and shooting folks and cutting folks' heads off with axes, what actually happened. So I went into learning a lot about medicine and stuff and shock trauma things and how you would help fix these sorts of things.
Mm-hmm.
And since I've done that, when I go to write a murder scene, it is never, oh my, it's a cherry pit or something. And food, and let me tell you, they're coughing and now they're dead. It's like, no. Let me explain what's happening inside their body and then how that is making stuff come out their body. And everyone around them is looking like, oh my God. And then someone is like, yeah, we'll just call 911 or something. And that felt weird because like, I'm used to being like, the person got shot and they died. And, let me tell you about all the entrails.
And then let me tell you how the people cleaned it up.
And then this person cleaned it up and there's hidden and it's in a cement block. And,
no.
a dark alley on a bad night.
on a cloud, it was a clouded night in the dark alley.
And you knew that the drizzle wasn't even tears. It felt like it had a little blood in it. You knew death was in the air. Yeah, that's how I write.
That is wonderful. I am a huge fan of noir. I think it's great. So it's always nice to meet someone else who can appreciate, or two people who can appreciate the noir genre. But I know you're more than just writers, authors. You mentioned a reality TV show that you produced.
Yeah.
What was the? Give us a skinny on that.
It was Just Right in Life, and yes, we don't do it anymore. And thank goodness, because I'm tired.
So it was 2 seasons. It was 2 seasons on Channel 18 in San Diego, Sacramento,
and then it was on Amazon.
So we ended up with an international audience there. And all it really did was follow us and our 3 managers around, and because we were on tour every other week, so we were in a different state or a different country every other week
to sell our poetry books.
So don't
let people tell you poetry doesn't sell.
Yeah, so like, and then that meant we had a road manager and then our actual regular talent manager. We did not have a literary agent. We chose not to. And yeah, because we had a choice between a literary agent or a talent manager. Mm-hmm. We chose a talent manager. And so so they would go on tour with us sometimes, and we'd be out of the country in Greece and Spain and
doing
Paris
stuff. And it was just really fun to produce that, because everyone wants to say that writers are boring, and I don't think we're boring, because at some point, I mean, I think we observe life.
You have to.
Observe life means you have to go out and kind of live it. You have to be where people are talking. You have to see what's going on. So it's not just us being behind our.
And were we even behind our computer then? When we had to write a book, we were at a bar.
That's always what cocktail napkins are for. Just write on the napkins and keep them in order.
It pretty much was. Yeah, we would just be like. So the bartender graduated with English and honors English and from a university, and like he was like a real literary person. He wrote literary books, and that was what he actually like did on the side. So
it was really fun.
It was fun hanging out in the bar with him, so we could write something, and then he literally would proofread it in between drinks.
It would be so fun.
Oh, well, that's wonderful.
Yeah, so then we would just go upstairs and type it all up because it was a hotel bar. So, yeah, we really need to finish. We would go to this hotel bar. We would drink and have fun and talk to people and write poetry about what we heard. And bam, he'd proofread it on the spot and type it up. And we finished out like half a book in one day and then the other half the next day. And we were normally done in a couple of hours. So we went back out and went to a new bar.
Very serendipitous to have the bartender, be able to proofread like that and everything, which is kind of a nice little bonus to your tour.
It was great.
It was just one of those. Yeah, it was one of those right things at the right time, and I enjoyed it. We enjoyed it very, very much, and just being able to meet different people,
and then having the camera catch crazy things that happen. Like we arrived at the airport, and they had her ticket in the system, but they couldn't access it. So they told her she couldn't go to London for the beginning of our European tour.
No, you have to be in Europe for a European tour. It's how it works.
So like having the cameras there to catch that, and like crying and breaking down, and then like you showed up. Like I was in the security line and she just shows up, and I'm like, how? And they were like, actually there's this line about, like, there's literally a line in one of the books about being the celebrity and missing tour. And if it's the airline's fault, they comp the ticket.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
So they
Airlines-
comped her ticket.
Yeah. Airlines have totally come a long way in accepting blame for stuff that might be on their hands and stuff like that. I was in visiting some family, kind of had to go out of town, and the airports, you're always watching and looking and stuff, and just I'm not a big fan of airplanes. So kudos on being able to do that without the anxiety. It's the takeoff and the landing. It's not so much the in air. That's the safest part. The takeoff and the landing are the most dangerous. So that's when my anxiety kicks up.
Oh, you heard about like that weird draft? Never mind.
Don't talk.
No. Turbulence and stuff is okay because scientifically, that's just like pockets of air that cause the plane to change, like drastically change pressure and density or whatever, aperture, lighting. And so it like drops for a second, but it's not actually dangerous because the plane still got that forward motion. It's during the takeoff when they don't have enough, and on the landing, especially as they hit ground, where things can go wrong the most. And I don't want to say I'm fear mongering. It's not like oh, you're 23 times more likely to die in takeoff or landing. It's like 0.1 times more likely to die in takeoff or landing than in the air. But to me, that's just a lot more than if I walked everywhere. It's just, but you can't.
Are you sure with all these distracted drivers? Are you sure?
Yeah, I know.
These
Actually,
distracted drivers are
statistically, flying is the safest form of travel.
It is.
It is.
And
it is.
Yeah, especially now with what's going on in that cruise ship. I don't know if you've heard about that.
Oh my
word. She was just telling me about the virus, right?
Yeah. And it's like a deadly virus, like permeating through this cruise ship. And they didn't catch it for like weeks. And they're stuck on the ship because no one's allowed to come on shore.
I read last night that like Iceland took 2 people in.
Oh, okay. So they are slowly getting some people off. And
I believe 3 people are back in America.
Oh, thank God. Okay. Yeah.
Yo, I messed up today.
What?
Just in case.
The
like,
game.
no, I don't want to die. Purellin. And it's like, there's no cases where I live. I'm just like, nope. It's PTSD, y'all.
It is from COVID, y'all. From COVID.
I have hand sanitizer everywhere.
Yes.
Everywhere.
I still have gallons.
Yes.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Also,
like,
I'm not
right
gonna
next.
lie.
Now, don't get me wrong. That hand sanitizer I actually used to erase my dry erase board because for whatever reason it won't erase, so I have to use hand sanitizer to clean it up. But I'm always using hand sanitizer, and it's just one of those things. Like I worked restaurants though for 24 years, so I'm used to washing my hands constantly. And so even at like if I'm just like chilling at home, if I pass the sink, I'll be like, oh, I wash my hands.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just kind of the way it's become. So it's hand sanitizer everywhere. You have to stay safe because I don't want hantavirus. I've also never been on a cruise, so I don't know how they are.
Oh my goodness!
So I almost because I've cruised. I think I went on 1 cruise, 2 cruises. I've cruised to like from one place to another place and then got off. Like that was all it was the transportation between like Fort Lauderdale and the Bahamas. Like that was it. And then one cruise I stayed, but now I don't know. I can't.
So like the thing is knowing how many germs are spread just in the doorknobs, on the hallways, on the passages, on the countertops, like just
because again, y'all, she writes noir, so people have to die.
Right.
Yeah, people always die in noir.
And there is a doctor in there, and so every once in a while you got to know about germs and medicines and
you
how to kill somebody.
So,
how to kill somebody without killing them.
Exactly.
You're like, people are like, oh, they just died of this random virus. And how did that happen? Because I sprayed it on the doorknob and you want crows.
Well, like I think with like Cozy Mystery, people don't expect a lot of the scientific, background. They're just like, oh, he choked on an apple seed. And in 30 chapters, we're going to find out it was his stepson who killed him because he wanted the car, and everything else in there had nothing to do with the story. But you're kind of like taking a very medical-based scientific approach to the murders and how they happen and why they happen, which is a different.
It got edited out.
Yeah.
4 pages because I had about 4 pages explained. So
you got to edit it out.
It got
I edited it
out.
down. I was like, no.
Because our beta readers read it, and one of them came back and said, "I love the story. I have one problem. That was a gruesome death scene." I said, "What? I didn't even say what I was going to say. Like, I edited it myself. 60% of what I was going to say was gone, and then the editor came back and took out 40. It was almost 100%. I mean,
but it's super nice. So yes, it
so
still does have that medical air, and you still do get probably a little bit more than you would, and just like your most traditional cozy mystery, you got. Yeah, you have some more. Like, it's not like
there's a little dentistry terminology in there.
Just a little medicine for you.
Gives the reader something to look up later if they don't know what it is. And I think any book you read should send you to a dictionary or to a search engine at least once. Otherwise, there's, you know what I'm saying?
You're not learning.
Yeah. So I can appreciate that you're doing that. You said earlier it was 2 seasons and we're done, and you said thank God. And that was Jade who said that.
Yes. Yes.
So
did we get asked to do a season 3, Jade?
Somebody did. Somebody did ask us to do. I said, oh no.
Someone in Hollywood asked us to do a season 3.
I'm okay.
And she immediately turned it down.
You can miss me with that. Thank you.
Why? What? Okay.
Why?
As someone who used to work not on reality TV or even documentaries, but just on movies and stuff like that, why don't you like that? Why? Like, I can't fathom saying no to movies and stuff like that. Why would you?
No, I'm not saying no to movies and stuff. I think that, like, I think it's for somebody. It's not for me, right? Winona is a very, very, very outgoing person. Just super. And I'm more like can I be home with my cat though? Because that would be amazing. So, my cat in my book. How amazing of a night is that?
So it didn't just record like it wasn't just like us on tour. There was also us at home and stuff like that. Like, so like the day that we threw a party.
No, we threw a party and it was like,
and it was just a last minute thing. We heard our friend was getting an award, so we like got up and threw a party, and we were like, oh, but then we also forgot, like, you know, another one of our parents was having surgery, and so we had to prepare for both of those at the same time. But that means that they're in your house and you're drinking coffee in the morning, and she hates that.
Okay, listen, y'all, I'm a bear before coffee, all right? Never.
Oh yeah,
it's never a good thing, and I'm a bear until like half the cup is gone.
What size cup are you drinking out of?
Oh, I drink. Well, it's not that big.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. And for anyone who's listening and not watching the visual, she's holding up like a good 32-ounce glass in her, like, this big kind of finger motion.
Well, my doctor asked me to cut back on coffee, so I have. So what I do is I get an 8-ounce cup, and I drink 4 ounces and put some more in it, and I drink another 4 ounces and I put some more. And so when he asked me what's the size of my cup, it's 8 ounces.
8 ounces. But you're consuming like 40. So yeah.
When you ask me what the size of my cup is, it's 8 ounces.
I am going to do something that I've never done on this show before, and I am going to say we'll be right back in 1 moment. Maybe. And we're back. All right. Sorry about that, folks. Don't just take allergy drugs. Drugs are fun. They keep you from having this happen to you. And for anyone who's listening and not doing the visual, earlier in the podcast, I was making faces that I looked like crazy, but it was me trying not to sneeze because
you're talking to 2 allergy sufferers over here.
Yeah,
so
that's what Maryland is known for. We're known for allergies and cancer.
Yeah, well,
and crabs.
Blue crabs.
Blue crabs, not crabs. Crabs. Yeah, it's not like Maryland's not known for STDs.
Yeah. Oh no. Oh yeah. And so it's really funny because you're like, oh yeah, you know, in Maryland we love our crabs, and people look at you weird, like what? And you're like, blue crabs, Maryland blue crabs. Oh, I thought you were talking.
No,
where was your mind? We were talking about food.
I mean, they all bite. You know, it's just a matter of where and how.
But so we were allergy sufferers too. So when we saw those faces, we felt bad for you. We did. We were like, no,
I appreciate
it. Days.
So, okay, so I guess my question is you're working, book 2's coming out, book 3's being written. You have a reality show that was 2 seasons, and I know you were approached about a third, and you said no because you're like, I don't know. It's a lack of privacy too, I think, when you're
It
doing
is
a
a lack of
reality
That
show.
is her problem.
It's a lack of privacy. It's just one of those things. Like I did it because first of all, my best friend asked me to do it, right? So you roll with that.
Yeah.
Second, I did it because someone said the writers were not fun. I think, I mean, I am boring. I like my book and my cat and hanging out and, well, not drinking wine, but, you know, like drinking alcohol or coffee. But it's still a very fun life. And if you think about it, that TV show you love, somebody wrote it.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And they do it every week.
And they do it every week. They do eight or whatever. So I wanted to be more like I had a point to prove. But I feel like after 2 seasons, the point was proved.
The point has been proven.
I mean,
yeah.
And
we're done.
And I'm saying leave it to someone else. They're like someone else that really wants to do it. Like there are people that really want to do this. Authors that literally want to, and I want to be watching it. I'm gonna be watching it on YouTube. I'm gonna watch it wherever you put it. I'm gonna be there. I'm gonna be there to support you in your journey. It's just not for me anymore. And I feel like we opened that door. And so now we made the door, open the door, so other people just walk through the door and make like a whole village.
Although she did not say no to the first ever reality show that gave away a traditional publishing contract.
That was on a podcast.
So we did a whole author elimination show.
Oh,
with like
that's
4
fun.
CEOs of publishing houses. They came in, they were the judges, and we had different judges every week. And the person, it was 4 weeks, and then at the end, the last person got a traditionally published contract that they could say yes or no to. So that was kind of cool.
Yeah, so that
she was like, "Yeah, let's do that. That sounds fun."
It's not that I don't. Would I ever return? Probably not, because I'm just tired. But and
I think we are a little boring nowadays.
No, I don't think we're boring. I think it's more like I'm just tired.
Well, is there something on the horizon with, some sort of visual media, or is that just on the back burner for now?
So we have
we're doing the Ink Light Festival, which we did incorporate our Inspirational Women Literature, Media, and Journalism Awards.
Yeah, that's coming up in June. The awards. So we do an awards every year where we give awards to women in journalism, like the inspiration women that have really set a foundation. We did 1 year we did Margaret Sullivan from the Washington Post. She was an editor. Another year we did Terry Vaughn, who's an actress. But we have there's a list of people. There's a board that helps select them, and then we do the award in Quincy, Illinois, right now. Mm-hmm.
It's part of the Ink Light.
It's part of the Ink Light Festival. It may be moving back to Maryland next year, or Atlanta, Georgia, or South Carolina, or Las Vegas, because Las Vegas put their bid in early this year to have it.
They did.
They were like,
real early.
They were like, "Can we please have it? I have a place." Like,
have you been to Vegas before?
Yes, I love Vegas.
Yes, we do our Las Vegas writers retreat in Vegas. So
because that's where you can see all the characters. All the characters live there.
Oh yeah, I love Vegas. I've only ever been there once, and it was for like a week. I would live there.
That's a long time for Vegas, though.
Huh?
That's a long time for Vegas.
I don't know.
It was my choice, and I went with my wife, and she was like, "Let's not do a week or whatever." And I was like, "No, it'll be great. It'll be great." And I fell in love with it, the Strip at least, and I don't have a gambling addiction, which is why if I could live on the Strip, I would, because just the lights and the glitz and the glamour, and not losing all your money. But I loved it. Like I fell in love with the Stratosphere, which is now just the Strat. And I think it's. I didn't even make it down to Fremont Street. I was just the Strip the entire time.
Yeah, I mean,
it's grown so much.
Vegas has grown
so much,
and just we like to do our writers retreat there because there's a reason. You said "oh" yes. There's a reason because if you're writing a character, and you can't quite get that character, I probably 90 to like 98% of the time you're gonna find that character in Vegas somewhere.
Oh yeah,
on the street. Mm-hmm. You're gonna be like, that's what I'm talking about.
Now, when we do our Las Vegas writers retreat, please know that we don't start until 2:30 because p.m. because Las Vegas people enjoy it. You need time to get over the hangover. We're not starting at 8 a.m. Are you out of your mind?
Yeah, no. 8 a.m. is when I'm usually
Coming into the room.
I'll be up by then, but yeah, still like waking up morning, coffee in the cup type stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. No one's
Yeah.
doing 8 a.m. So that's why we're like 2:30 p.m. Come on in. And then of course the hotel we have it at, there's a little buffet and a little thing where we get to drink a little bit for free. And yeah. So like I feel like that's important because I mean, after the eating and the drinking, you got like 2 drinks for free. After that, then we have our little thing where you're like, here, come on back and write a little bit for an hour. Everyone writes so much better after they drink.
That's why authors are all, I don't drink and write as much as I used to, but for many years, I was like, here's my bottle of wine or my entire bottle of Bailey's every time I wrote.
A entire bottle of Bailey's.
Bailey's.
And then you need your snack food. You can't.
Yeah, you can't.
You can't write without your snack food.
You cannot.
You gotta
no, I did. I was drunk, but honestly, my writing got better once I quit drinking every time I wrote.
Really?
Yeah, go figure. Sobriety. I mean, I wasn't like an alcoholic or anything.
We don't drink every time we write, but sometimes when you're trying to
drink when I have writer's block.
You got a little bit of you're like, gotta take up just a little bit of what is it, stress? Stress kills creativity. Let's just say it like that.
Oh yeah.
Or if you're over analytical about something, especially when you're writing a mystery, you're looking like 3 books out, 5 books out, 7 books out. Because that first murder noir, the noir series has been 26 books out.
Yeah.
Stopped it. Well, it was actually 30 something, but it's not important. Stopped it. And then I've restarted it again from book 1 and I'm back to writing it again. So, you get over analytical because you got to go another 30 some books.
Oh God. Yeah.
I'm like, what happens if this series goes 7? What clues can I leave for that?
Yeah. And no, you have to plan, you have to plot. Like, don't get me wrong, I enjoy a glass of wine, a nice Cabernet or something, or a Scotch, on the rocks neat, whatever. But I'm not drinking entire bottles, as I write.
Did you say a Scotch on the rocks neat?
Okay, so what?
On the rocks or neat? Yeah, you can't have both.
Yeah. So which Scotch do you like?
Oh my God. I love Akintoshan, if I'm saying it right. It's a Midlands. I think it's from Midlands, Scotland. I've had Oban before. Oban.
I love the Oban.
But not the 14, the one right above it.
It's good, but to me,
it used to be better.
It's not worth like $200 to me.
Yes, it is.
Like it's
no.
Not, like,
what is worth $200 is Highland Park.
Oh, I've not had that one before.
That's worth $200.
Oh, that's worth it's $35, $250 a bottle, and I love it. I love it. And where are you buying your Oban that it is $200 a bottle? I can still get it for $85.
We need to talk. I
can go right down the street and get it for $85.
Somewhere in Illinois, I tried it. It was I think it was like a 20-year, 15-year.
You had to get the 20. Okay, well that makes
smack dab in the middle.
So
18.
No, 18, 14 is okay because they do a 12 now, but I like a 14, a 16.
Like I love. Okay, well, I like any sort of whiskey, whether it's Scotch, Irish whiskey, or just bourbon. My favorite. One of my all-time favorite, and it's not a Scotch, it's a bourbon, is Widow Jane Small Batch Reserve.
Widow Jane is lovely.
I've never had their regular, I think their regular bottle's only like $30 or something like that. This was like a small, like fat bottle, but shorter for I think it was like $85 or $95, and it was absolutely fantastic. It was their small batch, and will never not recommend that one.
I think my favorite whiskey right now, my favorite Irish whiskey right now, is the one that we get at the Frankfurt Book Fair because it's all you can drink of Writer's Tears. So if you go to the Frankfurt Book Fair, all the nations come to and they represent themselves with little both parties. And Ireland is one of the ones you just don't miss because they fly in Guinness from Ireland and then they make an entire tap system in there, and then they have a fiddling band, and then it actually all they do is just pour beer for hours.
For an hour, hour and a half.
It's about 2 hours. And then they bring as much Irish whiskey as you can drink is
In 2
sitting
hours.
there in 2 hours. Now, granted, I'm going to tell you this, and I'm diverting completely from the reason I did the story.
Mm-hmm.
If you do happen to wander over into the Eastern European area, only have a few drinks because it's like moonshine.
That
They decided to be like, you know what happens? What if we tried to make this closer to jet fuel?
Yes.
And then ingested it.
There is this, I believe it's Polish brand of vodka, and I use that in loose quotes.
Yes,
because
loose quotes.
it's like 95 or 98% alcohol by volume, and you do like one shot and you are blacked out for the night. Not even like drunk, like blacked out, will not remember. No amount of hypnotherapy will make you remember anything that happened from about 5 minutes after taking the shot till the next day when you wake up.
So that's what, like, when you tour the Eastern European area, you were running around at the 60 to 80% mark, and then there's only one that's in that 90% mark. And I don't even remember that country, but they'll be like, "We have it; it's 90% proof," and you'll be like, "Yeah, no, I'm American. Give that to someone else."
I have to get in the Uber and go home.
Not spending that night here.
I have to do the Uber thing. No.
And then I love it because they'll be like, "Have another shot," and you're like, No,
absolutely not. This water is lovely. Thank you for it.
Anything that can be lit on fire is something that you only do maybe one shot of for the week, unless it's Bacardi 151.
Oh yeah,
they don't even make that anymore. I think they got like banned like a number of years ago, or at least banned in Illinois for sale, whatever. But I used to drink that with some old acquaintances, and that was
in Las Vegas, they had a drink with Bacardi 151, Everclear, and Jim Beam.
That sounds horrible. It was horrible.
No, it was on a slushy. I had it. It was delicious. I had the fruit punch version. It was very good. I drank 2, and then I sat down for a few hours.
Yeah, you have to after that. You're like, there's 2 of these, and I'm just gonna.
I was like, I don't even gamble, and I'm sitting at the slot machine, like, nah, I'm gonna just give me a moment.
They're like, here's a quarter every half hour. Yeah.
No, it was more like, I'm gonna just move to the next chair. I know you're not supposed to sit down. And then she explained, I had 2 of these. They're like, oh, you need to sit down. Just sit.
It's fine. We'll just put an out of order sign on this one.
Yeah, this one is okay.
This one's fine.
Have a right.
Oh my God. Okay, well, tell us, give us all the shameless self-promotion, where we can find you, buy your books, all that stuff.
All right, so you find out everything your ladies are doing on www.andithoughtLadies.com, and all of our books are available on Amazon, Barnes & Noble. Let's see, Apple books. Yes. So that the new book is everywhere. We were like all the distribution.
If you're looking for our poetry books, it's Amazon and Barnes & Noble. And if you're looking for our podcast, we are on Spreaker and every place you can find Spreaker, and we have 4 of those bad boys. So I guess I could list them.
Shameless
self-promotion.
Yeah, so there's the writer's class, Meet Hollywood Monday, The Lady's Tale. That is the drama that we did as a radio play. The dramedy that we wrote. And then, of course, And I Thought, because, hey, we're the And I Thought ladies. So we have a podcast called And I Thought.
Very nice. And those can all be found on you said which channels?
Wherever you can.
For the podcast.
Wherever podcasts are available, that's
everywhere podcast. Okay. No. That's what I needed to know. It's the shameless self-promotion. You got to give us the names of everything. Where we can find you. And
the only same as self-promotion. We have to say it one more time. The book is called The Famous House Cleaners: A Misfit Guide. So that is the new book that is out. The other one, The Famous House Cleaners All Bleached Up, should be out by May 19th. I don't know when we're running this podcast, but just in case.
It will be before May 19th now.
Is it going to be before the 19th? Okay.
Yeah, I'm going to make sure it's before the 19th for you.
Yay. Or not, hey, we get it.
No.
The only thing that's missing, you'll notice, is that we never told you where to find the reality show on Amazon.
Because I don't need the numbers. We don't need the numbers. We're okay.
We're fine.
But it is on Amazon if people want to look at it.
Yeah. Well, you can find out everything your ladies are doing on www.andithoughtLadies.com.
So, and I asked this of everyone before we wrap things up. Now, you know what? This is allergy meds, me making me not be able to talk. If you had one piece of advice you could give to an aspiring writer, what would it be?
Well, no, I'll let you go first.
Keep writing. God, that sounds so generic.
It
But
does.
it really, I was gonna say keep writing because you never know where your writing career will land you. I mean,
And also, don't bet your best friend.
oh my god, oh my god, and don't bet your best friend that yeah, don't ever bet your best friend and be wrong. If you're gonna be, it's gonna be a long journey because we have over 5,000 interviews, and she did not get to tell the story. So thank
today.
God. But yeah, almost every interview we've ever had, she's told the story about how I was wrong, and that's how we started our entire writing career together. So don't do.
We'll save that for next time. We'll save that for
Yeah,
next time.
we'll save it for next time. Let's see my writing. Well, I'm gonna say, do it even when you don't think you can. Because
can you elaborate on that?
Even when you don't think you can, because Winona was like, "Hey, if I'm gonna write, you're gonna write, and because we're writing poetry, you're gonna do it too." And I've never been a writer, always a reader. So I did it anyway, and here I am. What, 10 years later?
And now she has her own novel.
Now we have a novel. So
See?
do it even when you don't think you can, even when you think that it's trash. Just do it anyway.
Because you never know.
Right. You never know.
We should have just said wisdom is all around you.
Open to finding and accepting. But also get a Winona, get a cheerleader for real.
A cheerleader.
You need a cheerleader. You need a critic and a cheerleader. So Winona's both. She's like her best friends, right? So she's also like, she'd be like, we need to change. You need to change this. But also, you're doing great.
I love it. Thank you so much. And thank you so much for being here, for sharing your stories, sharing a bit about the books, and just everything. You have been an absolute delight to talk with and listen to. And thank you for putting up with me and my head today.
Well, thank you for having us on. We really appreciate
it.
Please feel better. I feel so bad for you.
No. I've been looking forward to having you ladies on because I know you were excited, and my producer is telling me what a blast you were to just communicate with, that I was like, this is going to be fun. So thank you for that, and making my day, because, oh my God. But everyone who tuned in and listened at some point, thank you so much for, listening and being here. And until next time, just remember, it costs nothing to be kind. From Four Horsemen Publications, bringing you this podcast. We are Drinking with Authors. See you then. And
thank you for listening to Drinking with Authors. Join us next time for another fun conversation with an author over drinks.